First to Lebanon, where President Michel Aoun has charged Mustapha Adib with forming the next government. The previous one quit a few days after the August 4th explosion that ripped through Beirut and killed more than 190 people. Mustapha Adib was Lebanon's ambassador to Germany. As soon as he was nominated this Monday, he said the priority was to implement reforms. This as the country grapples with an economic crisis and just ahead of a visit by Emmanuel Macron, during which the French president is expected to press Lebanese leaders on the need for reform.
In these difficult times that our nation is going through, especially after the devastating blast in the ports, which killed and injured many people, and many are still missing, there's no time for talking, promises and wishes. It's time to work together in order to heal our country and bring back hope to our people for a better future, because all Lebanese are extremely worried about the president and the future.
Let's go to Beirut now, where our correspondent Leila Molana-Allen is standing by. Leila, we just heard there Lebanon's Prime Minister-designate. Tell us more about Mustapha Adib and reactions to his appointment.
So Mustapha Adib is an academic primarily, just like his predecessor Hassan Diab, and of course one of the reasons people think that these people are being chosen at the moment is because of these calls for a technocratic government, the idea that people who are specialists in their field picked on merit are going to become Lebanon's new generation of politicians rather than those from the old political classes. But he has been working in a way in politics, firstly because he's most recently been Lebanon's ambassador to Germany, and he also is a previous political advisor to a past prime minister. He also has some specialisms in his research. He's worked on electoral law, of course, many people calling for a change to the electoral laws in Lebanon who want a new form of government here. And he's also worked on various aspects of social and political science in the past. Now, many people on the streets, as soon as it was announced last night that he was likely to be the pick after he was supported by past prime ministers, came out, there was almost immediately a meme which split between Hassan Diab's face in half the page and Mustapha Adib's face on the other half, saying two halves of the same person. Of course, their surnames even are anagrams of each other. So activists here, and many of those affected by that horrific explosion a few weeks ago, saying he is cut from the same cloth, the same sort of person, and won't make any difference. Now, certainly he has been chosen far faster than Hassan Diab was chosen as a replacement for Saad Hariri at the end of last year. That took 2 months. And that's partly, of course, because Emmanuel Macron has been pushing so hard for some movement forward if France and other countries are going to help Lebanon in the future. But as I say, the reaction from most, and indeed after he agreed to be the Prime Minister today and he toured the streets of Lebanon, many people saying, we don't accept you still come from the old political establishment and have been chosen by them, and we find this parliament to be illegitimate.
Leila, you're presenting a special edition later from Beirut at 6 p.m. Paris time. What are you going to be looking at?
Well, we'll be looking then at all the different aspects of this, starting with the politics, of course, today and tomorrow with Emmanuel Macron's visit, very political heavy, and I'll be joined by Carmen Gerha, who is a political scientist and also an activist herself, who's been involved in the movement here on the ground for the last year. We're going to be looking at, of course, Mustapha Adib and what he can expect, the challenges we'll be looking at. We'll also be looking at criticism of President Aoun, who many people feel knew about this ammonium nitrate and did nothing. Many people still very angry with him, of course, his party supporters defending him. We'll then also be looking at many people who have decided now is the time to leave Lebanon and they simply can't survive here anymore. We've got a special package looking at that and what remains for the people who stay here. And of course, looking ahead at Emmanuel Macron's visit. He arrives tonight and has a long schedule tomorrow. So both what we can expect from that, what people hope he will say and do, and indeed what other international leaders around the world are promising Beirut and Lebanon at the moment.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Leila Molana-Allen, who will be bringing us that special edition from Beirut in about 2 hours' time.